All right. This is going to be a quick one today. I have an appointment at 2:30, so I have a sharp 20 minutes here to record. So here we go. Let's make it happen, huh? All right, here we go. Hello and welcome back to the Martial Arts and Crafts Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Deacon. It is a pleasure to be back with you this week. Today, I'm talking about recalibration, and that word calibrate and calibration, very machiney kind of language. And the way I like to talk about it is actually to apply it to humans. And I know that we are not machines. And I know that many of us treat our bodies as if they were. So we are like machines sometimes, or we treat ourselves that way. We're like them in several different ways. And it's interesting because a lot of the language that we use in coaching is very mechanical language, right? We have programming that informs our thoughts and beliefs. We're hardwired to do this, that, or the other thing. We have patterns that drive behaviors. We execute certain actions in the same way over and over again in the form of our habits. So that's sort of like our, that programming again, the behaviors and the habits. The other thing is that we wear out when we've been running too hard, too hot, too fast for too long. And we occasionally also need to be unplugged in order to reset. Now, a little while ago, I participated in a couple of different events in which the focus was simplicity and simplification. And you can probably think of some areas of your life that could use a little bit of simplifying. Yeah. We're busy. We're all busy. You're busy. I'm busy. Every single one of us is busy. Life moves fast. We are rushed. We go from here to there, from Zoom meeting to Zoom meeting. It's my day to day. We are busy, and we've designed our lives for this kind of high performance turbo mode, hustle, go, 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 busy, busy, rush, 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 bigger, faster, better, harder, longer, more, 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 more. Right? Think about, let's pull back for a minute. Think about a baby. They roll over to crawl. They crawl to walk. They walk, and then they run, they jump, they climb, they run, jump, climb, and would probably fly away in an instant if it weren't for that pesky thing called gravity holding their feet to the ground. It's go, go, go. And yes, there is some slowness and simplicity involved in that progression as well. But I know, especially for my middle son, he from birth was just, let me get to the next thing. Let me get to the next thing. Let me get to the next thing. So we do this too. We work so hard to get to the goal, and then we get to that goal that we set, and there's the next one. And then there's the next one just out of reach. And then the next one. So instead of resting, resetting, and celebrating how far we've come, what happens? You forget about that. You forget about the journey. You forget about what it took and how hard you just pushed yourself. And then you tell yourself, well, just a little bit more, and then I'll be there at that next goal. Then I'll celebrate. Then I can relax for a while. And it starts over again. It still happens. Because do you actually stop and celebrate? Well, some of us do. And that's fantastic. Keep doing that, or maybe even celebrate more. Because my story is you're not celebrating quite enough. Again, because we value, as a society, we value this productivity, this rush, this go, go, go. And if you're anything like me, this is exactly what you do. You get to that milestone or that goal marker, and you're already looking ahead to the next one, the one after it. You're going so fast that you can hardly remember why you started running in the first place. So, what would it take for you to feel like you've actually arrived? Think on that for a second. This is one of those powerful, what would it take questions. Been doing a lot of those lately. So, what would it take to feel like you're there instead of feeling like there is still over the next rise, over the next horizon? What would it take for you to feel like you've arrived? We are human, and we tend to overcomplicate things. We overthink, overanalyze, overextend ourselves. We get overwhelmed. We overwork. We overcompensate. We are the overachievers. And again, our programming doesn't help us much here because we are programmed to correlate our value with what we produce, with being productive. So we have this in our mind that we're not worth what we can't produce. We're not worth anything without the results that we get for the actions that we take. I think all of us realize that there's something that doesn't quite connect with this idea that our worth is tied to what we can produce, whether it's income, checking things off a to-do list, or something else, anything else. There's a disconnect there. And that's why so many of us are feeling like we're being stretched to the max, pushed beyond our limits. So if you consider yourself a busy person, which I've heard so many of us do, if you consider yourself among the busy people, it might be because reaction has become your normal, your baseline, your habit. You may find yourself putting out fires at home, school, or work. That's, putting out fires in air quotes, because something is always more urgent than your own work toward your big picture vision of yourself. If you're anxious or overwhelmed, you may have lost sight of your own passion or your purpose as you've picked up projects, emotions, or expectations that have been handed to you or put on you, but don't actually belong to you. Think about that. There's a Stephen Covey quote. There's a Stephen Covey quote. If the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. So check in with those expectations, those goals that you have. Make sure they're yours. Make sure they're in line with your purpose. Make sure your ladder is going to the right place. What can you do? What can you do to make sure of that? What can you do? How do you do that? You need regular recalibration, of course, just as a machine or high-tech instrument does. You need tests, you need rests, and you need resets and program updates. You need to practice, you need to plan, and you need some clarity around your purpose, because that's what it all comes down to. That's the reason that you're here. You need to connect with your passion, and then from that place, intentionally set your goals and give yourself permission to entertain some impossible dreams. If you keep running the old instructions, the old programs to achieve new levels, you'll lock up, you'll overheat or break down, And I know you don't want that. What does recalibration look like for humans? Well, it can look a lot of different ways. And how it will look for you will depend on how you're operating right now, what you're running at, what level you're at, what level you want to get to, where you want to go in the future. Recalibration can look like taking inspired action proactively instead of reacting to the most urgent thing in your environment or from the people around you. It can look like clearing space or decluttering, hauling things to the donation center or to the dump. It can look like planning ahead, and in that planning, in the container of that planning, really tapping into your intuition. What does your gut say about where you want to go or where you should go or what you need in that moment? This recalibration can look like blocking time on your calendar for silence, meditation, or prayer, or even a nap. I schedule myself a nap every week, and it's glorious. It's 30 minutes, so it's not a long one, but it helps so much. Recalibration might even look unproductive. Ooh, think about that. What if you just did nothing? It's kind of uncomfortable, isn't it? It can look unproductive or like you're doing nothing. But this doing nothing, or this reset, rest, regular planned maintenance, if you will, it gives you the opportunity to check in with your own emotions, your personal values, your purpose, and your most outrageous dreams and vision. A lot of times when we recalibrate, you'll end up finding yourself gravitating towards people who get you, people who understand what you really want to do. And not only that, why you specifically want to do it. You'll surround yourself with these people who can help you put things into perspective, people who can help you dream even bigger and stop you on your way there to point out and celebrate how far you've already come. That's what recalibration can do. That's why I'm so passionate about it, about setting aside the time to invest in you, in what you long for, what you dream of, and why it's important to you, and why it's important that you are the one to do and be and have those things. So if it's been a while since you have last had some time and space for recalibration, I do offer a free Facebook group called the Re-Calibration Room. It will be linked in the show notes. It's a place to be and not have to produce. And if you do have thoughts and dreams about what you want to produce and why, it is a space to explore that as well. There are other people in the group, and we will hold each other accountable, and I will be on live as much as I am able, and just open to connecting and supporting in whatever way I can, so that we can rest, reset, refocus, reprogram ourselves to get to that next level, to upgrade our software, if you will. And in that group, we will be talking more about the opportunities that you have to tap in to what really makes you tick, and adjust the settings accordingly for where you want to go. So that is what I have for you today. I appreciate you being here and listening. If you are curious about anything that I have talked about today in this episode, I would encourage you to find me online at sarahdeacon.com, at mymartialartsandcrafts.com, or on the social media at Sarah Deacon Coach or My Martial Arts and Crafts on Facebook and Instagram. And that is what I have for you today. So thank you again for listening. Please like, share, rate, give me a 5-star review rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I would love that. I appreciate you. Thank you again for being here. I've got some great episodes coming up for you. I can't wait to share them. And yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you next time. Oh, I'm still live. Hi. Okay, bye, YouTube. I'm going to go. I've got 5 minutes till my next meeting. So see you next time. Stop live.